And I think it's setting up the Facebook Live. Sometimes you just have to talk a little bit and, kind of get everybody's attention, so on and so forth. It's redirecting. Yay, it's going to be on Facebook. Here we go. Um, and here we are. Yeah, awesome. Hey, everybody. This is Patty with the Breastfeeding Shop. As promised, I scheduled a 2 Eastern Standard Time Zoom meeting or Facebook Live feed with an amazing company called Nest Collaborative. We will be doing one tomorrow. I haven't done one in a while, so please forgive my rawness, but it's better to be real and so on and so forth. But anyway, I was thinking one night, how do I give back? And this is a really difficult time. I hope everybody is healthy and doing well and very sensitive to the situation that's going on right now. So I figured, let's get together with Nest Collaborative. And they are an online, I'm going to read what they told me. I know what they are, but she puts it so eloquently. Amanda, who is the owner of the company, Nest Collaborative, is a collection of IBCLCs looking to provide online video consultation similar to FaceTime and Skype, but is obviously HIPAA compliant. And the best part is it is covered through insurance. So Nest Collaborative and we met a few months ago, and they're an amazing company. But we all are aware that we're all trying to breastfeed, and the Breastfeeding Shop provides the breast pumps, but they're providing the telehealth, what it's called, lactation support services. I've got Ann Bennett on the Facebook Live feed with me. She is an international board certified lactation consultant. She's published as well. She's a published author. And Ann, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and just start talking, and you'll be on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Ann Bennett. I'm a board certified lactation consultant and I work with Nest Collaborative. I'm also in private practice in Austin, Texas, and I'm the author of the breastfeeding class you never had. So I'm so glad to be with you today.
Yeah. You're in Austin, Texas. How are things out there in Austin?
We are holding together. I think everyone just needs to take it day by day and, remember good hand washing and good hygiene and, listen to the guidelines, and we're going to get through this together.
Yeah, it is a crazy time. I feel a little extra neurotic. I tend to be neurotic to begin with, paranoid, hypochondriac, whatever. But it looks like we have 10 viewers right now. So I want everyone to know that they can ask questions as we go. But I do want to take this time to really be useful for you guys and answer any kind of questions that you have. If you type them right in the comment section, we can go ahead and answer them. I'll be doing most of the talking, but anyway, so just with respects to, well, anyway, this is so raw, it's unbelievable because I'm actually a little nervous. I don't know about you.
I can't see the question, so I'm ready for anything. Yeah. I mean, this is breastfeeding is what I do. So there's no question that shocks me. There's no question out there. Just bring on your questions. It's all good. Information gives you information, and information gives you power.
Let me ask you real quick before we get started here. What made you decide to become a lactation consultant?
That is an amazing story. If you would have told me a long time ago, when I was in college or I was in high school, that I was going to be a lactation consultant, I would have been like, a what? But I had my first baby and he was very fussy. He had a tachycardia, which is where his heart went to like 3 nodes instead of 2. And I went to lactation consultant and she said, does he always scream like this? And I was like, yeah, he does. She's like, maybe you should check in with the pediatrician. And that's where we found that out. And then I started going to the latching meetings. And so I realized at latching meetings that I know stuff about breastfeeding that I don't even know how I know it. And so I started doing the accreditation process to become a latching leader. And then my husband is a physician, and so I have got my IBCLC certification, and my degree is early communications, which serves me well in this. And I nursed my own 2 babies, and that kind of gave me the experience of not just the education, but the real world experience of doing it. And I just love doing it. A lot of
experience. Yeah. I love everything about being a mom, about, breastfeeding and everything. But we have our first question actually, which is great. So let me just ask you, is it possible for my nipple to be too big for my 3-week-old's mouth when he is feeding feeding on my right side nipple is larger than my left. It has become painful when he's feeding. I've tried to get him to open his mouth larger, but I don't think he's able to open any bigger to get a deeper latch.
Mhm.
What are your
Okay,
thoughts on that?
so a really good way to get your baby just to elicit that wide open mouth, like a lion plus a little bit, is to stroke. I'm going to pull in my knitted breast here. Is to stroke your baby's lips with the breast, go down, and then let the rest on the top of their lip, and then stroke down again and rest on the top of their lip. That is a newborn reflex that all newborns have. So it's kind of like I hit you right where your knee is and you kick your foot. You're not really thinking, should I kick my foot? Should I not? You just do it. It's your reflex. This is a baby reflex. Also, having them lined up in the correct positioning gets them in a better place to do that jaw open drop. If they're too high or too low, or their neck is craning towards the nipple like they're a little giraffe gonna pull off leaves from the tree, they're not gonna relax and drop their jaw as much. So that is totally possible. I'm happy to work with them. Any of our IBCLCs, we have four other IBCLCs who can help, and this is a really easy fix. So it's with good positioning and patience of just waiting for that wide open mouth, it can totally be a great latch.
Oh, thank you so much. That was great. And just so everybody knows, you can reach Nest Collaborative. I'm going to go ahead and spell the the website, but I'm smart in a lot of ways, but not all. But if you have any further questions, you can also go to Nest Collaborative, NestCollaborative.com, and you can find all the information there as well. But thank you for answering that. That's a great. And you know what? Let's address the COVID-19. It's all in our minds. You can't go out, you can't go to the supermarket, you can't go anywhere. You were telling me that you had a mom that was even afraid to walk to her mailbox to get her mail. So we obviously want to be brief. The WHO and the government kind of dictates all this stuff, but what are your thoughts on breastfeeding and the COVID-19? Obviously, we have to kind of be cautious is what we say and defer people to that website, but what are your thoughts on that?
Right. So just disclaimer. I am not a pediatrician. I'm not an immunologist. I'm not a pathologist. I'm a board certified lactation consultant. So all of the knowledge and the research that I have about nursing with any kind of sickness, with HIV, with hepatitis, nursing when you're pregnant, nursing babies of different ages, nursing with the flu, all kinds of nursing in different situations comes out of a place of research. Unfortunately, this is the first time for this virus to come. So we don't have specific research on this virus exactly. But we do have a lot of research on moms who have HIV and nurse their babies. And in that case, the moms are pregnant with HIV, they have an HIV positive baby, and the research supports that babies who are directly breastfed have a lower risk of HIV than babies who are getting mixed feedings of formula and breast milk. So in that kind of a situation, um, and in many others,
You can
breastfeeding gives the
compare.
protection to babies. Breastfeeding, and when you're in your mom's airspace as a baby, your mom breathes in germs and makes antibodies to those in her milk. There's a really good research study that just came out on that with moms in daycare, where they had two groups of babies in daycare, both getting mom's milk. One group would nurse on pickup and drop off, or both at the daycare. The other group just got pumped milk. The babies in the group whose moms nursed on pickup, drop off, or both were a lot less sick than the moms who just got the pumped milk, because they're in the daycare and they're breathing in the germs and making the antibodies for their babies. So
Yeah, that's always a difficult thing. We have to work, and I like working. I'm a mom. I had to do the whole daycare thing, but I've always, that mom guilt sets in, and just have to do the best that you can in those situations. But that's great
yes.
information. Well, let's talk about my favorite thing in the whole world, and that's flange sizes. I joke, but we get this question at the breastfeeding shop all the time as how do I know what is the best flange size for me? And can you help? I mean, we give the guidance,
Yes.
we've got measuring tools, but you're the expert. What do you think?
That's a great question. So there is a resource. You don't need to be an engineer or, a special measuring person to fit yourself for a breast shield. The breast shield is the part of the pump, for people who don't know what breast shield is, the part of the pump that goes onto the breast that your breast is going to go into. Some people
Just
call
to
it.
interrupt, not to interrupt really quickly because you're on a roll, it's great. But from my perspective, we often, a lot of moms say, and healthcare professionals, the nipple shield and the breast shield or flange,
Right.
they're the
All three terms. So
all
the
three terms.
flange is really like the technical kind of nerdy term for it. That's the real term, is what it goes on. The nipple shield, a nipple shield is a small plastic thing. I have a box of them. They look like this. And the nipple shield is this tiny silicone thing that you use when you have an inverted nipple to help the nipple give the baby something to latch onto. So that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the part of the pump that goes onto your breast that your breast goes into to get the milk out. So I call it flange, but you could call it breast shield, but not nipple shield because that's this little guy.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so now we're all clear. Okay, so when you're looking to try and figure out what size do you need, a lot of women, and this is not something that's really known out there, it's like insider tip here, a lot of women need two sizes when they pump, because your nipple at rest, I mean, you can just look at your nipple at rest, is going to look a lot different than your nipple right after your baby nurses, or right after you pump, or maybe in the middle of pumping. So you start out by, you can print out, I think you have a link, you can print out the link of, it's from Pumpables, that is a little chart with circles on it. And you print it out, you cut out the circles, and then you kind of put the circles over your nipple, and it'll show you kind of what size your nipple is. So that's the first place to start. But then when you get the flange on, you want to see your nipple moving. Can you see that? You want to see your nipple moving in the channel freely. If the nipple is pushed up against the channel and rubbing like this, it kind of looks like if you're going to stick your nose against a window and you get your nose all pressed in there. If it looks like that, or you feel it at the bottom and it's smushy in that channel and tight to where the nipple's not able to move freely, that's too small. So a lot of women start out with one size, 24, and then in the middle of the pump, they take it off, and it's easy to put on another size and go with the 27 to finish the pumping, and they're really comfortable. So just looking at, does the nipple move freely in the channel? That's number one. Number two, is it comfortable? Pumping should be comfortable. If it's hurting you, something's not right.
Now, let me ask you something. When I was pumping, driving down the highway with my hands-free pumping bra, I got lots of milk, but in all seriousness, sometimes is it common to have to reposition the flange during a pumping session? Because sometimes that would happen to me, and I didn't know if I needed a different size flange or it's normal to just have to reposition it once you get started.
You are very busy. So driving and moving your body, that's going to move your breast. So it's possible that the flange is going to move. But if you're just sitting there, or you have one of those pump bras, or you just took a t-shirt and did a little slit in it and made your own little pump bra, you're sitting there, it's probably not going to move too much. But if you notice that it's feeling, I'm sort of feeling a little pinchy feeling, or to me, it kind of feels like when you have a sock in the bottom of your shoe and you're walking, it's like that little extra feeling. You might want to just look down and readjust.
Okay, so that is normal to have.
Normal. Use your body as a guide.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, wow, this is a fast 15 minutes. I wanted to keep it short and to the point. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about other things, probably insurance, and you'll get to meet Amanda, who started Nest Collaborative. If you have any questions, you can always call the Breastfeeding Shop. We are here to help through all of this and to support you, and business as usual. All my employees are working from home, which is great, but we are fully functioning and we're all healthy. Tomorrow, if you have any, please share this with your friends. I really appreciate it, Anne. You've been amazing. And again, the Breastfeeding Shop and Nest Collaborative is here to help you through all of this kind of crazy, chaotic time. The video will be posted for endlessly. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and post them. We will be interacting with that. But you can meet us here again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And do you have any other comments or anything like that?
I just wanted to thank you for having us on. And I just wanted to really reinforce to these moms that we're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Your baby is going to thrive, and enjoy this time. The time that your baby is little and in your arms and, looking at you like you own the universe is such a short time. So don't waste it away by watching CNN all day. Be informed, but use moderation and enjoy your baby because they're just so cute and yummy.
Yeah. Have a great day. Stay healthy, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.